Downtown Columbus, Ohio, and the Scioto Mile, the sprint to the finish, and the final 3 weeks of the PVF regular season on display here tonight at Nationwide Arena. It's the penultimate home match for the Columbus Fury. They welcome in the San Diego Mojo, the Pro Volleyball Federation here on the Rock. So great to be back with you. Neil Seekin with the Ohio State Hall of Fame center. Audrey Flaw here to have some fun. The Fury have been doing just that, Audrey. They've won 2 straight. Ideally, maybe the blueprint going forward just because of who they've added to the roster and the efficiency all over the court.
Yeah, Columbus Fury's doing a really good job as of late, and they've got 6 matches left, and boy, they would love to go 6-0. And San Diego, kind of the same story. 6 matches left. They had a big win against Omaha, and they sure need one tonight. Mojo
have won 2 of their last 3. Here tonight, though, the setters have really set the tone, and there are Mount Carmel players to watch. Sarah Sponsel has started the last 4 games, veteran of the outdoor and indoor games. She's been excellent, and when Columbus brings in a player like Nutsara Tomcom, the PVF setter of the year from last year, say no more. She's been spectacular.
Yeah, you mentioned Sponsel starting the last 4, and the San Diego Mojo team has gone 2-2. Hitting efficiency for the team looks a lot better. Again, a great standout beach player, amazing court awareness, and she's working on getting good connections with her middles and right side. And for Nutsara Tomcom, if you haven't seen her play yet, well, where have you been? She's been a 16-year pro and last year's PVF setter of the year, a tricky setter. We're going to be talking about her exceptional technique throughout this match.
And she sees some old friends here tonight, Tomcom, because she was the PVF setter of the year with San Diego in 2024. Signed on March 26. The rest of the Fury's starting lineup, Rapach and Terry, have been excellent and efficient. Think about the numbers they had against Vegas. 330 as a team. Rapach hitting over 500. Janice Liao, nice addition in the middle to the injured Kaylee Ramelsberg, who they hope will play here tonight. The San Diego Mojo have won 2 of their last 3. Ronica Stone, second team PVF last year. Some of her numbers, including defensively, even better in 2025. And Yasmin Bedart-Hani, excellent addition. The Southern Californian comes home from Turkey. She's been really good on the right side, which is where San Diego has struggled for much of the year to find consistency. Speaking of consistency, and one of the Hall of Famers now in Taiba Hanif Park, consistent throughout her career. She'll join the U.S. national team in the prep for the Olympics, a seasonal assistant. Her team, knowing full well coming in with the nationwide keys to the match here, the right side consistency. She told us point blank, that's where we need to be better. We found that lately.
Yeah, they need to generate a lot of points from that right side attack. And what the Mojo does so well is their blocking and backcourt defense and transitioning that into points. For the Fury, they're very specific on how they're going to defend the out-of-system attacks from the Mojo. They're going to block line and channel the ball cross court. And again, the Columbus Fury recognizes how talented their middles are. They've got to get involved in the offense tonight.
Abby Walker, the rookie middle, played at the University of Cincinnati. She's been excellent. Ramelsberg, the same up into her injury, which is a lower extremity, but she practiced during the week. It was a long flight back from Vegas. Columbus has had a lot of success this season against the Thrill. They got in at midnight late Sunday, returned to action here with the midweek match, the lone match in the PVF. Glad to have you aboard on the Rock. Our final regional telecast of 2025, and Isabella Rapach, she's been in all-star form over the last 2 weeks. Steps in to take the opening serve here, where the Mojo came in early January. It was the home opener for the Fury. They have never lost to Columbus. They're a perfect 6-0. The Fury trying to change that dynamic here tonight. The opening point to Stone. Softly served from Sponsel.
Yeah, and we see one of our own from Ohio State University, Janasia Moore, into the lineup for the San Diego Mojo, and she controlled that pass beautifully. We're going to really keep track of how many serves go her way. I think the Columbus Fury would like to try to break her down on serve receive.
Yasmin Bedart-Hani with a serve error, coming off a massive game in their big victory over Omaha. 1 apiece.
Yeah, her numbers were incredible. incredible against Omaha. Got 20 points, 13 kills, 4 blocks, 3 aces. Not a bad addition to the team, right, Neil?
Happy to be home, too, in Southern California. She played collegiately at Texas. Strong serve-receive game against Vegas for the Fury victory last time out. But they're working with the slide, and Stone, the queen of it, delivers.
Well, what I'm seeing from San Diego right now is a lot of tips right over top of the block. Columbus Fury has their bigger players on drop-off defense with Raina Terry and Isabella Rapach. So we'll see if that trend continues for the Mojo.
Asia Moore, who played in Columbus last year, and that's slammed down to even things up at 2 apiece from Raina Terry.
Nice attack there from Raina Terry. Watch this ball going sharp cross court. Really difficult ball to defend.
They go at Moore. Here's Sponsel. Tabron, the rookie out of SMU. Excellent season. And spectacular, really, the last 8 games. Double-figure points. Hit down the line, but wide. Columbus takes its first lead.
Take a look at this again. Love the replay here. Clearly out of bounds. I love the way that we're seeing different shots here from San Diego. Lots of tips. Watch them swing at some balls here in this set.
Slide from Stone. Jammed over by Sponsel, who has taken the position and ran with it, mainly because of the injury to Dayoung Lee, who's coming back from a meniscus injury. Nursing back to health, but Sponsel, very versatile, helps earn the point there.
Yeah, versatile, crafty. We're going to see her go over on 2 a lot. Great court awareness, sees the defense.
Serve from Stone. His blocking numbers are better than the 2024 season, where she was second-team PVF. That's hit wide by the Fury going cross court. San Diego back up 4-3. Replays from bolt 6. They show you if it's in or out. Stone at Terry. It's a real improvement in her game. Not there on the overpass. Quite the effort, though, from Rapach. And then Tabron hits it long. That's an attack error, 4-4.
Well, one of the things Rapach does exceptionally well at playing that backcourt is reading the hand of the attacker. She reads the ball, is able to save it, and there you see a hitting error on San Diego. It's a big point for Columbus.
Puerto Rican Olympian Venegas. Get that first pass in off the serve. There's the roll shot from Terry. Moore from the back row. Brought the heat and delivers.
You know, when we talked to head coach Taiba Neef, she mentioned just how versatile Janasia Moore is. She's a little ball of energy. She describes her as aggressive and has a point to prove out on the court. We saw it with that back row attack.
And she's not replacing someone who just hangs out on the street corner. Dalkey's been one of the best players in the league this year. What a block, Columbus. 5-5, Raina Terry, start to finish. So impressive this season.
Really good job lining up, taking away the cross-court shot. So important for the outside blocker to line up with the hitter's approach, and depending on what can be done with the type of set. So Raina Terry doing a really good job setting the block.
Terry hits it shallow. There's Janice Leao, who's Columbus's best defensive middle block, was also in on that. They run the double action and even a triple block quite a bit. Angel Perez's team. Terry, Tom-Com with the tip set for Leao. It fought it off long enough for Rapach to terminate.
Hey, just the way they chalked that one up in the locker room, right? Off the head, a perfect set to the outside. Rapach just going high off the blocker's hands and right down that line between the 2 defenders. Well done.
Leao from the Boston area, played collegiately at the U down in South Florida, Miami and Coral Gables. But a serve error gives San Diego the 1-point nudge, 7-6. Reagan Pittman, one of the leaders in blocks per set to the PVF. She's been excellent in the middle, speaking of. For the opposition, the San Diego Mojo, who made the playoffs last year. It's a long shot for both of these teams, but they're not mathematically eliminated yet. Megan Lush lashed it home through the seam.
If you're going to be good on the outside in this league, you better learn how to terminate an out-of-system set. Here you see a perfect bump set all the way outside, and Lush gets her feet to the ball, slams it cross court.
There's several games with that swollen ankle, looking healthy for the stretch run. Just having her leadership out there has been big. Terry did her best, but couldn't come up with it from the back row. Yasmin Bedard-Hani. Both her brothers, father, they were collegiate basketball players. Dad at Long Beach State. 2 spots in high school in Southern California. Gatorade Player of the Year her senior season. That's her second serve error, though.
Yeah, we saw her against Omaha. She was just killing it from the service line. So once she gets a little bit warmed up here tonight, we're going to see that those serves are going to cause a little bit of trouble for Columbus. So we'll see if she stays, you know, error-prone from the end line, or if she's able to get her groove. 3
aces in that match. There's Stone. She knew it right away before it landed.
You know, Stone, just an exceptional athlete, so quick to the ball and communicates so well with Sponsel. Again, Sponsel kind of new in the starting lineup, so that communication is key with connecting with your middle.
And there's more. Terry. Columbus has a pretty good setter in their own right. What a beaut for Walker from TomCom.
You know, if you're a middle, you got to trust that your setter is going to give you the ball. You got to run your route, take off, and then just trust that she will put it in your hands, and that's exactly what TomCom does.
Tabron.
Oh.
The hammer blow to the middle. Back and forth with some big kills each way.
Well, she saw a space between the 2 blockers, and she just ripped that ball cross court. So Columbus needs to really pay attention when that ball goes to the outside, hip to hip on that block.
There's the former Oregon Duck, Ronica Stone. PVF littered with former Oregon standouts. Raina Terry comes up shy into the net.
On that particular set, TomCom is bringing Raina Terry in. So TomCom likes to use the entire length of the net, not just high balls to the outside. So we're going to see that varied offense from the Fury.
Fury with their 3rd sweep of the year in that victory over Vegas. The Potch. Hammer the pass back over on the receive. Bedard-Hani missed the mark there. Tap from the back from Lush. San Diego by 2. Tabron didn't get the high hands. It's long.
Well, in the middle of that rally, Tabron got lost. I think she was playing some defense, wasn't able to get outside, and there you see the swing to give the point to Columbus Fury. Another error on the attack for the Mojo.
The 16-year pro, Nutsara TomCom. Every plaudit you could imagine, playing nationally for Thailand. There's a violation on San Diego, evening things up at 11.
Love the serve by TomCom. Forces only one attacker to be able to get that ball. So Sponsel had only one choice, put the ball outside, and that block from Liao, she gets her hands on it.
Pittman for Sponsel. Tabron. There's a tip from Liao. Raina Terry. Too long.
You know, one of the things I appreciate about Raina Terry is she is working on varying her shots. We saw a sharp cross court. She was trying to go high line and just missed it long.
You saw her all throughout her college days playing at Illinois. How is she more of a confident player now in her first professional season?
Well, I feel like her serve receive is better. She knows she's going to get picked on, and yet she has risen to the occasion. She is confident in all aspects of the game. I especially like her blocking. And again, like I mentioned, varying her shots, trying to grow as an outside hitter.
Great little rally here, back and forth, and Pittman delivers the hammer blow once and twice. Liao drops it where San Diego isn't. And even Angel Perez applauds that rally.
Hey, sometimes you just have to stick with it. And that time Liao just kind of punches it over, finds an open spot. This is the way you have to play if you want to win. You got to play scrappy and as a team. Every ball is important. Every point is important.
It was power from Pittman once and twice, and then finesse from Liao. That is what the right side's been offering the last couple of games from Bedard-Hani.
Yeah, so far we're seeing a lot of her shots going cross court, but don't be fooled. She's got line, and she is going to exploit the block. Angel Perez says he wants his team to block low and over and aggressively on her.
Good back and forth to start set one. San Diego by one. Liao gets another. And her confidence is growing in the offensive game, and that's a bonus when you get it from your middles.
Well, Tom has a way of setting the unexpected attacker. Her back is to the net, and she ends up setting the middle. So we talk about her trickiness as a setter. You saw it displayed there as she pumped the ball to Liao.
Sponsel for Moore. Great block, Walker and Rapach. Moore again. Coming off a great double-double game against Omaha. 13 kills, 12 digs for Moore, who played here in Columbus last year. Overhit by Lush. 13 all.
You can see in that rally how if you are a non-setter, you have to be able to set a good out-of-system set. That time Marina Terry set to the right side a little tight and then inside, so Lush could not take advantage of the block.
Pardon, 14-13 San Diego, and then they take advantage of the overpass where Stone has an easy one, 15-13. Reagan Pittman shining collegiately, a three-time All-American at Minnesota. Revs it up at Lush. Tom more ready for the attack of Rapach. Sponsel gives cover. Bernard Honey tools the block well. San Diego to the first technical timeout with a 16-13 advantage on Columbus here in the Fury's penultimate home match of 2025. We'll come back on the Rock Entertainment Sports Network after this. Three straight for San Diego to the technical timeout to lead 16-13. Yulsika, Audrey Flaw, our great crew here at Nationwide Arena. The Fury coming in a record of 7-15. San Diego one game better at 8-14. But since that very tough 0-7 start for the Fury, they've basically played 500 volleyball. Tabron's not going to get that. A rocket off the arm of Rapach.
I love my setters, right? Tom with that long set. She's moving to the left side of the court, sets the long set all the way to her go-to Rapach.
Rivera is on the double sub along with the former San Diego player and former Oregon Duck. Morgan Lewis steps on for Columbus. Tom though, specifically, you've seen setters far and wide, a Hall of Famer in your own right. What did you notice right away with her when you watch her play that makes her elite?
Well, I think her delivery is very unique. We always train American setters to get the ball at the highest point of contact. With Tom, she gets it high, and on her way down is when she releases it. So it really does mess up the timing of the blocker on the other side of the net, and then she's able to set no matter where her body is positioned. We've already seen her set the middle with her back to the net. Her platform on a bump set is absolutely delicious. It's perfect, and she just has a great rapport with her players as well.
Rivera can set a ball in her own right. Excellent server, too. After Columbus earned the point on the big swing by Lewis. Janasia Moore with the attack error. Actually, that went off of some hands, so 17-15, pardon. San Diego by 2. Janasia Moore, Audrey mentioned she shined at Ohio State. Played in Columbus with the Fury last season. There's the serve over from Bernard Honey. Lewis, cross court. Let's deal with that. Moore.
Wow.
More swings like that from Lewis, Columbus is saying.
Yeah, Rivera was on the run, delivers a beautiful ball to Lewis, and wow, that cross-court shot from the left side. She typically likes to swing on that right pin. Boy, she hammered it.
Moore won't have the reply because the block comes from Walker.
Beautifully set up. Again, Lewis setting it up, Walker closing to her. You're going to see nothing but hands over the net. And when the ball was set a little bit tight, like it was to Moore on that one, the advantage goes to the block. She needs it off just a little bit so she can work off hands.
Middlesex typically have higher attack efficiency percentages. She's 8th, Walker. Just over 300. Lobs one over for her 2nd consecutive kill. 18-17 Fury.
Rivera able to set beautifully to Walker on that one for a point. We're seeing great rhythm. Both setters work in the middle, just like Angel Perez wanted.
Tabron. The passing wasn't good. San Diego paid for it, and Columbus is feeling the rhythm right now to the tune of a timeout by the Mojo. 19-17 Columbus. On a 6-1 run back to Nationwide after this on The Rock. Megan Lush, the heart and soul of this team, two-time national champion at Penn State. 9-year pro, played all over Europe. Gets things going after the San Diego timeout. 19-17 Columbus on a 6-1 run, 7-1. They go at Tabron, Terry delivers.
So why does Megan Lush serve short? Want to get one of the middles out. Get Ronica Stone, one of the most efficient middles in hitting percentage. Get her out of the offense, force that ball to go outside. We'll see if they go short again.
This is Moore. At Rivera. Lush for Lewis. She's come out hitting on all cylinders. Moore, Sarame, the nice dig. Reina Terry. Good night to the back row.
Well, we're going to talk about how that got set up again. Lush serves the ball into the middle of the court, which jams up the middle attacker, and they're playing really tough defense against Janasia Moore, and then the hammer comes through. That's Reina Terry with a great line shot. We're going to see a shift in this serve-receive pattern. Number 28, Kayla Lund, is now in the lineup for the Mojo.
Who hasn't played since March 19th. She was initially on the Columbus roster last year. They go at her in the serve game. Off the overpass. The Fury scrambling to keep it alive on their half. Ronica Stone at Sarame, who's ready for the slide. Lush shovels it over. And off the fake, they go back to Moore. Running that slide for Stone, and she delivers.
Boy, if you are an outside hitter, you have to have a very short memory. You just have to keep hammering away, and that's exactly what we're seeing from Janasia Moore, number 10 for the Mojo. She's gotten blocked, she's varying her shot, and then on that one, she just challenges the block and wins.
Set by Sponsel. Mojo stay within striking distance. Lewis, Rivera. Too easy for Tabron.
Yeah, you never want to send the ball close to the top of the net. These hitters are going to just put it away. Tabron loving the opportunity to slam that one down on Columbus's side.
SMU Mustangs got to the second round of the NCAA tournament. Nice program developing down there in the Dallas area, but a serve error, the third of this first set. Columbus within 3 of taking the opener. And here is Jill Gillen, fan favorite, serving specialist, but we've seen at times it's tough to come off the bench and deliver right away late on, especially when you're not warmed up. Over 2,000 kills in her Arkansas career, and on cue, don't mean the commentator's curse, but there's the serve error. 22-20.
You know, risk versus reward. Angel wanted to take it, and that was a good gamble. Now serve and pass is the game for Columbus right now.
It's Stone, Liao. That's well done. The dig is there. This is one of the top defensive teams in the league. Liao's effort. Sarame's got to send it over. Almost to the undercarriage of the scoreboard, and off the overpass. Terry pummels. The defensive effort started, though, in the back row.
Well, defense will win you a ton of points. That ball could have been out, but there was no communication on San Diego's side of the net. Kayla Lund played it, overpass, and then again, front row hitters, it's like they drool when they see those balls hanging at the net.
And it's got to be tough for Lund. You haven't played in a while. The rotation's kind of been set, so forming that chemistry, at least positionally, in the moments that she's been on, has not shown so far. Tomcom returns for the Fury. Sarah Tomcom grew up idolizing Yoshi Takashita, great Japanese setter. Big, big delivery from Pittman.
You know, but that was the attack that the Fury wanted to see. They wanted to see, you know, it wasn't quite in rhythm, and defensively, it was really Columbus's advantage to play that ball, and unfortunately, just a defensive miscue from Columbus's backcourt.
Sponsel at the top of the net, Rapach. The Fury leading by 2. Good stuff here in the opener. That was really good down the right from Bedard Honey. Mojo to within 1, and a timeout for Columbus. So San Diego trying to rescue some of this late set momentum, trailing by 1. They've never lost to the Fury, but Hall of Famer Taiba Hanif Park, who will enter on May 21st. All this national team plaudits coming her way, but she said, look, we're 2 different teams completely. From the start of the season. Our right side, some of our back row stuff during that 6-game losing streak was exploited. Now they feel they've got the team settled to where they want, much like Angel Perez and what he's put together here in Columbus. The addition of Tomcom, the development of Terry, and the consistency of Rapach. To the point, hitting efficiency. Look at it, the last 4 matches since Tomcom joined the team.
Yeah, a good setter can do wonders for a team, and it's not that the Columbus Fury didn't have good setters, but Tomcom is almost magical. And she just has such a deceptive delivery and gives her hitters just a great opportunity to score. You know, you don't need a lot of space, you just need a little bit, and she just offers a set that is, you know, a little bit different than others and gives some space for her hitters to hit into.
All over Thailand. She was, though, playing in the States with Athletes Unlimited. She says she loves the USA, loves to be back in the PVF, the setter of the year. Taiba Hanif Park, who coached her last year, said Ronica Stone, they're very close friends, might have aided the fact that she came back to the league and ends up in Columbus. That was funny. But the Fury loved to have her. She's trying to set up the dime on cue to Rapach. Columbus a point away from taking the opening set. Everyone to their feet at Nationwide. They beat a very good Indy team who's poised to make the playoffs. Then the win at Vegas. Raina Terry. With a dart sent there toward Venegas. Terry then defends. Rapach at Sponsel. Venegas. What a block, Liao, who continues her stellar play in the middle, and the first set to the Fury.
Kaylee Cox on cue, helping with that block. She gets subbed in, and take a look at this. Perfectly placed left back area of the court. That's a big first set win for the Fury.
Cox, the rookie from Western Kentucky and Missouri, steps in to aid with Liao, and Columbus takes the opening set here tonight at Nationwide, 25-22. More coming up on The Rock.
I'm superhuman. Put that world on top of my shoulders. Anytime I dare go to war like a soldier. Taking that risk and nobody is bolder. Time keeps ticking, we're all getting older. I'ma work it, I'ma make it. Like a boss bringing home that bacon. Got these kids trying to test my patience. Nothing gonna shake me, I'm not breaking. My life's like a movie scene. I'm a superhero, I'm the MVP. Everybody wants a little piece of me, and I can do it all like it ain't nothing.
The following is rated M for Major League. For too long, lines have been drawn between us and them. But this is our house. In the air, you rival a slam dunk. On the floor, you react fast enough to hit a fastball. Every kill, every save, every ounce of sweat is a declaration saying we don't fit into anyone's box because we're too big for it. Major League Volleyball. Experience it now.
From your favorite athletes to your favorite music, listen to everything you love and so much more with the free iHeartRadio app. From live play-by-play to your favorite game day anthems and the biggest sports podcasts in the world, the iHeartRadio app lets you take it all with you and stay connected to your favorite team wherever you go. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
When I hear it coming up like that, I just know that things are gonna end bad. La 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 la, I'll just keep dropping it, like there's no stopping it. Then walk with it. La 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 la, I'll just keep dropping it, like there's no stopping it. Then walk with it. La 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 la.
Pro Volleyball Federation Season 2. Tickets available now.
Nationwide Arena, downtown of the Arena District here in Columbus. The PVF on The Rock. Columbus leading after one set. Our Mount Carmel match stats. Fury hitting 244. Close to the numbers that they put together over the last four. Now it's only one set. But look at the blocking story, Audrey. This is where San Diego's excelled. Not only this year, but last year they were one of the better defensive teams in the league.
Right, and you know, what a lot of people don't understand is the serve really sets up the block, and right now the passing for Columbus is on point, which adds another element of pressure to the block. And then you've got Nutsara Tomcom, who sets a great offense and really changes the tempo of her sets so that it really forces that blocker to be absolutely perfect. A little bit of timing issue, and they're not going to get touches on the ball.
Well, to your point, the serve was strong. Columbus overpassed. Tomcom did her best, but Pittman with the block. On the ready, but Moore using off the high hands to put San Diego up a pair.
Moore, just a really fast athlete. Love the feet there, getting to the ball, going straight up, and then exploiting the blocker's hands that are straight up and not over the net.
From Germantown, Maryland, Janasia Moore. But this is Sarah Sponsel, veteran of the beach and outdoor game. A little too much overextension there from Moore, gives Columbus the point.
Whenever you have an overpass, I remember as a player, you just want to hammer it so hard. You obviously cannot touch the net. So Moore wishes she had that one back, and just a really lucky play for the Fury.
A very clear and obvious net violation. We don't need to get started into that topic. After the last time out for Columbus at Vegas. There's Rapach. Back corner, Isabella Rapach hitting over 500 in the victory at Vegas.
Yeah, there's really not a defense to play that ball. That ball was landed perfectly in the left back area of the court, just kissing the end line and the sideline. So well done by Rapach.
She's 7th in the PVF coming into tonight. Kills per set. Sponsel shoveled it all the way over. Rapach shows her defensive side with the block on Bedard Honey.
Yeah, and there's really only one place you can put this ball, that's to the outside, as there was no right back attacker that Sponsel could go to. And so the block goes all the way to the point of attack, that left front area of the court.
Not only the offense from Rapach, just one attack error in that game against Vegas. So extremely efficient. Lush, they're working both sides.
Love the defense, love the out-of-system set. Everything here is just picture perfect. And then Lush with a great, courageous swing, going high, not bringing that ball down to the block, and using it in the back area of the court for a point.
Nice job by the libero, Sarame. He's missed some time with injury this year to set up Lush there. Now Diggs. Meow. Going quickly, Pittman takes that soft little touch up high.
No, Pittman, we should mention that she played right side in that first match that San Diego played the Fury, and she did a great job on the right side, but this middle position is her comfort zone, and we're going to see her do very well, not only in offense, but defense.
Big delivery from Rapach, and they're finding her in system. 5-3 Columbus.
Well, in my opinion right now, the serve-pass game, the game within the game, is being won by the Fury right now. They're really passing well. A couple overpasses here in the second set, but as a whole, their serve-pass game is looking on point.
Around 40% in the receive game right now. Moore from the back. Tabron from Sponsel. A delicate little play, Tom-Com for Lush, and she uses it well off the high hands.
In the middle of that rally, Tom-Com took a ball that was going to the net, dropped her platform all the way to the bottom of on the floor, and delivered a perfect bump set. That's the type of ball that she saves. It's a great play, and again, just magical as a setter.
Twice over 40 assists in her brief time already with the Fury. Signed on March 26th. Lush over. Bedard Honey. Tom-Com goes to work. Flying in late, Lush. Rapach. Great dig by Venegas, the Puerto Rican Olympian. Fantastic rally, and Rapach gets it to go. Wedged in between Tabron and Pittman.
How about Liao in the back court, just running down tips and having a lot of fun out there. There you see the ball, the way the point was scored at the end, but that woman right there, Liao, playing great defense in that left back area of the court.
Second-year pro from outside of Boston. She played in the Puerto Rican League last year. And some of the defensive cover they now have with her on the floor expansifies. And Columbus is better for it. 7-3, Fury, second set. Back to Nationwide after this on The Rock. Janice Leao instituted into the starting lineup in the middle. Has excelled here of late for the Fury. 8 kills and 3 blocks. Victory over Indy on April 5th. Pittman coming right back through the heart for San Diego out of the timeout.
Yeah, Sponsel doing a really good job of managing a ball that's pretty tight to the net. She gets her hands up nice and high, delivers that nice attack for Pittman to swing through.
Terry fights off the serve. Lush just with venom.
Yeah. It's the speed of her arm at the point of contact. Her approach wasn't perfect. She had a little pitch in it, but then that arm just took over, and wow, right in Pittman's face.
Veronica Stone. Rarity to really not see her do the slide. They set her up perfectly off the left.
Yeah, you've got to be able to feed your most efficient hitter, and that is Stone. So Sponsel not in a perfect spot to set that ball, but a courageous set. Again, maybe taking a little note from Nutsara Tomcom, setting the middle when it is the unexpected set.
Stone with 5 kills. That leads San Diego. Moore and Bernard Hani have 4. Columbus, they've diversified the portfolio. 4 each from Terry and Lush. Lauren Page, she's just joined for San Diego on the floor. Taiba Hanif Park with our head referee. And we see the return of Dayoung Lee. He played sparingly the last time out, but missed the 4 previous with a meniscus injury. And Lush takes advantage of it right away, going at Lee.
One of my favorite setting combos there. You see a V and a go. You're going to see the middle go up Walker, and then up right over her shoulder is Megan Lush with the kill.
South Korean center. She's been very good, though, and healthy. Early spark to the season. That's an ace dropped in by the Fury, who go up 10-5 in the second set.
Yeah, at this point, when we talk about the serve pass game, I feel like Columbus is really at an advantage here, putting a lot of pressure, especially a lot of balls going to Moore.
Moore. That's off kilter from Page. Tabron just over, and Columbus is making no mistake. They are punishing these errors now.
Yeah, too many free balls right now for San Diego are coming over the net on Columbus's side. And when you are in system, in transition, and you've got Nutsara Tomcom running the offense, there's going to be a lot of swings that are going to go down for a kill.
San Diego receive game sloppy. They come back and answer with Tabron.
Now, Tabron has been so good, just a rookie, and I love her arm. I love her courage on that left side. She was a practice player for a while and worked her way into the lineup, and what a positive asset she has been to this team.
She's got 6 double-doubles, 6 straight games of double-figure digs. Point production has been very good. Rapach rejected by the net. 11-7. Fury took the first set 25-22. 0-6 in the brief history of the league against San Diego. Trying to change that tonight. Stone contortioned herself in midair. Sarame sets that out of system. There's Lee. Pump from Page. Lee's there for more. Punch defensively. Tomcom for Terry. That's a weapon. 12-7.
Now, we often talk about Megan Lush and what she brings to the court. She had a really hard ball hit her way. It's like having another libero in the back court when she's back there. And again, keeps the ball alive for the point to eventually go to the Fury.
6 years ago, best libero at the Nations League internationally for the U.S. So a standout performer there, Megan Lush. Columbus picks up another in the process. And a San Diego timeout, 13-7. Liao with the latest for Columbus. We'll keep it here at Nationwide Arena. The addition of TomCom, they're down a center, Columbus, because you can see in the middle of your screen, congratulations to Tori Stringer, who's expecting her first child. As part of the big trade in the beginning of last season, coming over from Atlanta. TomCom and Rivera set the tone quite literally for the Fury after a good start to tonight against San Diego. 13-7. Looking at the PVF standings, both of these teams are not mathematically eliminated, but a lot's got to happen. Indy's in a position. They play tomorrow night. Orlando's kind of limping to the finish line. One for their last 4. How about Atlanta? They've won 10 in a row.
Yeah, and you talk about it is mathematically possible for Columbus to inch their way up, but it has to happen tonight, one step at a time. This match is their most important match for the Columbus Fury. Again, we talked about 6 remaining matches for both of these teams, and both of them do not like where they're positioned right now. Nobody wants to be at the bottom of the league, and every match to Angel Perez and his team is super important.
Nationwide standings, this team, it's not just lip service. They've competed in every game this year. They've been young. They've figured things out with the group they've had. 5 Ohioans on this roster. But they feel pretty confident going forward, especially if they can keep TomCom afloat. That's an underhit ball on the attack. Venegas slipped, and San Diego was never in system. 14-7. Fury off to a big cushion here in set 2. Now young Lee, Page came through the middle. Lauren Page, the 7-year pro from Chino, California, was playing in Portugal last year. Another Oregon Duck to add to the list. Ronica Stone. Fiance is Jordan Love, Green Bay Packers quarterback. Outstanding season to back up year 1. Block goes a little awry.
Raina Terry just showing how physical she is. That ball was set tight. She had hands in front of her. She goes up hard and is able to somehow get a point by wiping it off the blocker's hands out of bounds. That was a tough point for her to earn.
6 kills for Terry. Pittman, jam job. Liao in the blocking game along with Rapach, and the Fury race out to a 16-8 lead. Technical timeout in set 2. Own match tonight of the PVF, and Columbus is putting on a show. Up a set and up comfortably in set 2. More coming up on The Rock. Utsara Tomcom to serve out of the technical timeout here in set 2. The Fury leading San Diego 16-8. Another time this season they won 3 matches in a row, trying to accomplish that here with a victory against the Mojo for the first time in their brief histories. Moore out of the timeout, off the left, delivers.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want from your team out of a timeout. They were starting to slip away and give easy points to Columbus that time. They managed to get a point with a strong left side attack.
Page, she has 5 aces this year. Rapach repels it off Pittman, runs the feint, and then Tabron brings the heat from the back.
What a great set by Lee. She falls, she's moving backwards, falls after the delivery. But yeah, big time swing of the backcourt by Tabron.
Lee didn't arrive in San Diego, Southern California, until after Christmas, right before the start of the season. December 28th, season kicked off a week later. She was humming up to speed. Moore's got 2 of the last 3 points for San Diego, trying to nudge their way back into set 2.
Yeah, Moore definitely warming up. Raina Terry sends a high tip right into the lap of the libero for San Diego. You got to be able to do something other than that with the ball if you want a chance to score. There's something different.
You run it to Raina Terry, and she completes the process coming off the 10-kill game at Vegas. Marengo, Ohio, 40 minutes up the road. Loves being back playing close to home.
Yeah, she's having a lot of fun out there. Talks about how much she loves this team, teammates, and how Megan Lush is such a great role model for her.
Tabron, just vicious. The last 2 swings she's had, gaining some confidence.
Well, she's just flying through the air. She takes off beautifully behind that 10-foot, 3-meter line and just kind of flies, lands right at the net, and then delivers just a really tough ball to defend on that end line.
24-year-old Moore, slapped over by Lush. Lee, good save Sarame, and Lush comes up empty. Hit it with a lot of power, but right into the net. 17-13, San Diego not going away here in set 2. Columbus took the first set 25-22. More over at Terry. Rapach. Rare miss cross court the way they've been playing. So in the receive game, maybe a little bit off kilter right now for Columbus, and Angel Perez senses that, calls a timeout.
Yeah, good timeout call by Angel Perez. And we can see from that play just how important it is for all pin hitters to be able to manage those out-of-system sets. It's really the key to being, set yourself apart from being an average pin hitter to an exceptional pin hitter. That time, Rapach hits the ball wide cross court trying to vary her shot, but really the ball under set had only that one shot, wasn't able to manage it.
Fury still hitting 254 in the team game. San Diego 263 the last 4 matches. Tonight though, 188. Talk about the consensus of the season. Both these teams, San Diego and Columbus, are the bottom 2 in hit efficiency, but it's improved steadily. Mojo have won 2 of their last 3. Dropped 5 of 6 prior to that. And for the Fury, winners of 2 straight. Going back to that 3-game win streak, Audrey, when we were seeing them start to maybe figure it out a little. They had won 4 or 5, then Megan Lush had gotten hurt. It was right around the All-Star game. It went to San Diego, and that started another little mini slide.
Yeah.
So they've been trying to recover from that ever since.
Yeah, I think the key to being exceptional in this league is to have depth in every position. And I think you've seen the top 4 teams be able to change their lineups without any hiccups in the win-loss category. So I think just having that depth, anybody can step on the court and play at a high level. I think that is kind of what's lacking with the teams in the bottom part of this league.
That's a great point. Columbus, one of the younger teams too in the league. San Diego got decisively younger. To recall, last season they started 1-5. They finished 5-1. Pardon the pun, on a furious pace to make the playoffs and nearly got to the championship game. We're closing in on the $1 million match, which this year will be in Vegas. That was shoveled over by Tabron. There's a challenge here from San Diego. hanging in set 2 at 18-14. Your challenge rules, Cooper set, keep it if you win. Secondary referee now on the same side with referee 1. Megan Lush, the Fury captain. Is there a block touch? Old Six says no. But if you're Taiba Hanif Park, why not challenge it at this point? You're trying to garner some momentum with the Fury taking this in the direction they'd like to. Janice Leal, Cape Verde descent. Put it to the back for Venegas. An excellent libero. Stingy little play. That's a scrappy point.
Yeah, as that play is developing on San Diego's side of the net, clearly the advantage goes to Columbus. Tight set, not much you can do with it. Tabron finding a way to use the block and get that 15th point for her team.
Pittman plops one in, and then that serve set the tone for where Tabron turbinates.
Yeah,
another kill.
You can see where the passing is breaking down slightly for Columbus. Every pass prior to this pretty much was on point. Now we're seeing a lot of overpasses and forcing TomCom to move along the net.
Bring Stone back in. 6 kills, a San Diego high for Tabron. Page in the back, Lee, Moore. TomCom over. Rapach, too strong.
This is of concern to Angel Perez, because when they went through that losing streak, there were a lot of unforced errors. We're starting to see these unforced errors pile up. So you don't want to just randomly hit the ball. You got to place it if you don't feel like you've got the set that you can terminate.
Mojo 3 in a row. Float serve Pittman. Across the grain from Lush. Not easy to deal with that ball, whether in the attack or defensively, and a big point for the Fury to go 19-17. And the San Diego run. Double sub, Rivera and Morgan Lewis for Columbus. Wilma Rivera had a magical night here playing for Orlando last season with her 5 serve aces. Can get really hot. Moore would love that back. Lee with the joust with Walker, holding her own in the middle. And that one-handed set, and Lush blocks Stone off the slide. That's something you'd put on a poster.
Well, it was a beautiful set, but Lush read it fantastically, lines up, reaches back to the middle of the court. That was a big block and a big point for the Fury.
Rivera. Dagger back at Venegas. The Puerto Ricans connected by that ball. Lewis. Moore. Page on the back. Sent toward the Scioto River.
Yeah, that was a bit long.
21-17. Last 2 serves from Rivera have come up with Columbus points. Jinxed it, I guess. Well off the mark. 21-18, now lead a serve for the Mojo.
Yeah, I do love when the lefty jump topspin serve goes from the left side to the left side. She was definitely going for that angle.
The target, Terry. So much more comfortable in that angle. Tabron goes back to Terry. Hammer blow to the back. Lewis off the block of Stone and Page. Lewis has that lively arm. It's come to life on a few occasions tonight.
Boy, it is a hammer, and great defensive get there by Raina Terry in the backcourt to keep the ball alive. Really impressed with the Fury defense.
22-18. Lush serves. Back middle for Moore. Raina Terry's rolling, quite literally. The roll shot down.
Love the recovery by the Fury block. They got fooled. They jumped the set that they thought was going to get set, didn't get set. They recovered, was able to get a positive block touch, and then Raina Terry just dishing out all different sorts of attacks that time. As you mentioned, a roll shot in the middle of the court. Everybody thinks she's going to bring the hammer. That little finesse shot scores beautifully.
Up near 50% in the receive game. That's excellent from Columbus. That's excellent from Stone.
Yeah.
The queen of the slide. You've heard it over and over again. What makes that so tough to defend?
Well, I think it's the speed of her approach. Take a look at that. And then she has different areas along the net that she likes to hit. But that set is only possible if they have a good pass, and that's where they've struggled.
Good pass, evading Terry. Columbus does enough, though, to get the kill and serve for set 2.
Sarame with a beautiful bump set to the right side.
Great defense in place of the sloppy pass. But the receive game's been strong overall for the Fury. They're trying to go up 2-0 on the Mojo. Almost an overpass. Lee recovers brilliantly to find the middle.
Yeah, Lee as a back row setter jumped and everybody bit. I mean, there were quick attackers that were ready to swing, but she was able to hold that block and give an advantage to her middle.
24-20. Stone trying to keep San Diego alive. Lorena Terry. Into the net went Pittman. The Columbus Fury take a 2-0 lead on the San Diego Mojo. They continue their excellent play. A 2-game win streak, and now up to looking to make it 3 straight. They'll head to the sweep coming up in set 3. Intermission here in Columbus.
I'm superhuman. Put that world on top of my shoulders. Anytime I dare go to war like a soldier. Taking that risk and nobody is bolder. Time keeps ticking, we're all getting older. I'ma work it, I'ma make it. Like a boss bringing home that bacon. Got these kids trying to test my patience. Nothing gonna shake me, I'm not breaking. My life's like a movie scene. I'm a superhero, I'm the MVP. Everybody wants a little piece of me, and I can do it all like it ain't nothing.
The following is rated M for Major League. For too long, lines have been drawn between us and them. But this is our house. In the air, you rival a slam dunk. On the floor, you react fast enough to hit a fastball. Every kill, every save, every ounce of sweat is a declaration saying we don't fit into anyone's box because we're too big for it. Major League Volleyball. Experience it now.
From your favorite athletes to your favorite music, listen to everything you love and so much more with the free iHeartRadio app. From live play-by-play to your favorite game day anthems and the biggest sports podcasts in the world, the iHeartRadio app lets you take it all with you and stay connected to your favorite team wherever you go. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
I'm superhuman. Put that world on top of my shoulders. Anytime I dare go to war like a soldier. Taking that risk and nobody is bolder. Time keeps ticking, we're all getting older. I'ma work it, I'ma make it. Like a boss bringing home that bacon. Got these kids trying to test my patience. Nothing gonna shake me, I'm not breaking. My life's like a movie scene. I'm a superhero, I'm the MVP. Everybody wants a little piece of me, and I can do it all like it ain't nothing.
There's not a man that I fear. There's nobody here that can stop me. Cause I'm in a league of my own, kid. Y'all can just sit back and watch me. You cannot handle this. I don't think you can pay for the damages. I know when it's gonna be in first place. You gon' need first aid. Think you need bandages. I'm untouchable. I'm untouchable. I'm untouchable. I'm untouchable. I'm untouchable.
Some days are long, some nights never end. I mark the fleeting seconds glide, I pray to the coming wind. And time like snow never stood around for me. I love every sky I've ever seen.
Here on this Wednesday night in Columbus, penultimate home match of the 2025 season for the Columbus Fury, looking to make it 3 in a row, and they're up 2-0 on San Diego here at intermission. And inside Nationwide Arena, it's always great to see the fabric of where the PVF is going. Who comes out to these matches? One, Tyvis Powell, who's a great Columbusite, Clevelander, former Buckeye, NFL star, the MVP of the 2014 College Football Playoff National Championship. Did I do enough to roll out the red carpet for you?
You're flattering me. I'm blushing now.
Well, we've worked together before, so let's let everybody in on the joke. But it's great to see you, and this is your first Pro Volleyball Federation match.
Yes.
Wife and the kids are here. What do you think?
We all are enjoying it, man. The atmosphere and the electricity that you get when you see them get a good rally and get a good point. Man, it is electric. I love it. I'm enjoying myself. It's good that we up 2-0. You know, I want to see them close this thing out.
What I love about you most, your personality is infectious, but your love of Ohio sports and really in the Cleveland and Columbus markets. You have your Guardians hat on right now. Of course, we're on the Rock, but here in Columbus, where you found a home with Ohio State and doing radio on the flagship home, 97.1 The Fan, the Browns radio network. How do you balance all of this and your love for Ohio sports?
Well, you know, the thing is, it's very tough, but I try to keep my ear to the ground. I try to listen to everything because I want all of Ohio sports to do well. You know, whether it's Cleveland, whether it's Columbus, whether it's even Cincinnati. You know, I root for all of them. I think Ohio is a really good sports state, and I think the one thing about us is that we all stick together. You know, even if, although people live in Columbus, they still root for teams in Cleveland and vice versa. And I think I want to just show my love here tonight, show Columbus Fury some support, and let them know that they got a fan for life right now.
You notice we're shoveling the Cincinnati folks to the side for now. But speaking of Columbus, though, and the Fury specifically, great athletes out there, and in year 2 of the league, could you see yourself taking in a serve in the back row?
You know, some of them serves is so pinpoint accurate that I don't know if I could return them. I'm not going to lie. You know, the spikes that they're doing, I don't know if I can dig those either. These women are very athletic. I'm going to let them do it. The knees just aren't what they used to be, Neil, so I'm going to let the pros handle this.
There was a segment you did with some Ohio State athletes called Tyvis Tries over the last year and a half. Is that still in work? Because you could do that here maybe with a PVF player, one of the Fury players.
I have not done it. I took a couple of years off, but you know what? I'm getting back into shape. I'm trying to lose a couple of pounds, and Tyvis Tries may come back, and I would love to go up against the Columbus Fury.
All right, what are you looking forward to sports-wise in the next couple of weeks, months, in and around town? We got the NFL draft coming up with the Browns.
Obviously, that's the biggest thing right now. You just want to see where some of these Buckeyes go. Obviously, me working for the Browns, I want to see who they decide to draft and try to see the vision there. Obviously, NBA playoffs is coming up. I want to see the Cleveland Cavaliers. The biggest competition is the Boston Celtics. Can they get past the Celtics? It'll be nice to see what happens in these next couple of months.
All right, your first PVF game plus a mini intermission with sports all across the docket. 1 of 1, Tyvis Powell, the former Ohio State Buckeye great, here with us at Nationwide Arena. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy the rest of the game.
Thank you. Go Fury, go Bucks.
All right, that's Tyvis Powell joining us here at the intermission. Columbus 2, San Diego nothing. Third set is coming up. Columbus leads San Diego 2-0. Start of the third, where the Fury will look for their 4th sweep of the year. The receive game has been excellent. They've gotten the balance in the scoring, trying to win their 3rd straight for a 2nd time this season. And here are your Mount Carmel match stats. The hitting efficiency, very solid. The blocks still remain the story. Defensively, very good.
Right, and I do think that, you know, when I look at the errors, okay, 11 for both teams, so there's no advantage there. But what you don't see on those stat lines is the marginal passes from San Diego that lead to predictable offense. So I really feel like that is the story. It's not that San Diego is getting aced. It's those marginal passes, those balls that are passed, what we call ones instead of threes. Threes is where the setter can set all 3 options. Ones are where the setter can only set 1 hitter. I think that's where the difference is in this match so far.
Well, the big difference right now for San Diego, Kendra Dahlke makes her debut in this game. A little bit of a minor calf strain that she's been nursing. 6th in the league in kills per set, serving for the Mojo. She's been one of the best players in the league this season. Right on cue, I jinxed her, I guess. A serve error, 1-1, yeah.
Yeah, you know, and Dahlke is a difference maker, and so we will see if she's going to be that person, that pivotal player that they need on the outside to score. She is, as you mentioned, nursing a bit of an injury, so we'll see if she's up to par.
Sarame. Tomcom, Rapach, Rockets. No chance for Venegas.
Yeah, for the Mojo, that wasn't the defensive look that they wanted, and as a result, you see Columbus Fury with this transition swing off a basic, you know, down ball from San Diego. So good transition swing on the right.
That'll side out to the Mojo. Regan Pittman in Atlanta last season. Rapach. A 2-tap over to where they were not. Dahlke tried to cover, but didn't in the end.
Well, it's the deception of the free ball. So she's looking cross court, and then you can see that she puts the ball in that left back area of the court. Defense for the Mojo was shifting to the right side. So good heads-up play by Rapach.
Janice Liao serving for Columbus. Tabron, look out, head coach Angel Perez. Spicy from the rookie from SMU, who's got 7 kills.
Such an upside for Tabron. As you mentioned, a first-year player here in the league and doing a really good job of swinging deep into the corners of the court.
10 kill, 20 dig effort in the victory over Omaha. They pushed Atlanta during that 10-game win streak to 5 sets, and also beat Vegas in the process in 4. So they've won 2 of 3. Stone the block.
Yeah, I'm seeing here in set 3, San Diego just putting a little bit more heat from the end line, really just going hard after the serve and resulting in out-of-system sets for the Fury.
The comfort there of having Dahlke back on. Even Lee going to have a challenge during the point here.
That there was a center line fault.
Center line fault on the Mojo. Did someone step over in the middle?
Yeah, I feel like the center line violation is a really important rule. You know, this match, and I'm sorry, this, you know, game of volleyball, it's a net game, and you just want to be really careful. You can take out someone's ankle or knee if you're flying under the net. So really, really need to be disciplined on tight sets, whether they're from the setter or out of system. You don't want to go flying under the net and injure yourself or the opposing team.
Fury, for the moment, trail 4-3. You know, this season, we've already discussed their growth at length, where Angel Perez feels this team can go, wanting to get better every game. Not the company line from him. He knows that he had a young team to start. But, Audrey, they had 7 matches that have gone to 5 sets.
Yeah.
They've lost 5 of those, but being in these tight affairs, how much do you think that's helped here later in the season, where you're seeing them put it together with all the pieces that they've had? That
I'm
point
just waiting for the call here.
goes in favor of San Diego. We're kind of waxing poetic with San Diego taking the challenge and going up 5-3.
Well, you talk about, you know, the early losses for Columbus, and anytime your team is on a losing streak, you really have to manage your squad, and I think you've got to frame it in the most positive way, and I think that's where Angel Perez has been exceptional. It's easy for your team to be positive and come into practice and work hard when you're winning. It's can you do that when you're losing, and that is the attitude and the leadership of a head coach.
That's a great point. Fifth serve error on the Mojo. Still lead 5-4 in the third set. They need to have it. Tom-Com, Walker runs the slide. Sliding out of Columbus overall this year. Sarame has popped up with some clutch digs throughout here tonight. Another great battle. Comes up a little short though for Rapach. Off the dig, 6-4 Mojo.
Love the defensive attitude that I'm seeing on both sides of the net. You saw San Diego making some exceptional digs and tip recovery. Same thing on Columbus's side. This is a very important third set, obviously, for the San Diego Mojo being down here 2-0.
Tabron with some carry on that serve. And a sixth serve error for the Mojo. Columbus, they've received it at 44%, hitting .233. Dalkey, you have the option. You're thinking of the slide from Stone, and then it comes right back to Dalkey. And San Diego looks a lot more comfortable, too, with her on the floor.
Absolutely. The pass is great, and then Dalkey in rhythm is just such a threat on that left pin. So, yeah, so far, Mojo looking good with her on the floor.
7-5. Sarame, Raina Terry, and her rocking and rolling off the left.
Raina Terry just screaming, go, go, go. And even though Tom-Com was kind of going off of the net, Raina Terry demanding a fast set to the outside. And boy, she knows how to handle those types of sets.
Terry, Rapach, both have 8 kills to lead the Fury. Dalkey detonates that thing.
Again, you can see how important it is to get your feet to the ball. She comes in with a lot of momentum, a nice long runway, and just swings with so much power in that arm of hers. Wow.
France, Greece, Puerto Rico, 7-year pro. One of 7 Californians off the roster. Tabron could not handle the pass in the back. Or that hit in the back, pardon. Tom-Com now for Columbus, who have closed the gap to 1 here in set 3, 8-7. Sarah Tom-Com. Page, vicious, Sarame fights it off. Raina Terry. Tabron does the same from the back. Dalkey, a missile. Despite Terry's best efforts to save it, Dalkey loves that back corner.
Yeah, and you can see how valuable a left side hitter is if they can take any type of set that they get, whether it is in rhythm, out of system, high, inside, and do something valuable. Scoring points on those types of sets are so incredibly hard. Dalkey makes it look easy.
Say that sore calf looks fine to me.
Yeah.
Leao was blocked, Dalkey over. Lee, Tabron. Leao, Rapach with the block. Rapach then blocked. Pittman comes to life.
Yeah, Pittman loving that block, getting her team all excited. She just does a really good job of sealing the net, reaching over, getting contact with the ball, almost the top of the ball, as her hands are over on the other side of the net. So Pittman gets a point for her team.
Dalkey did not start the last 2 matches, more in her place because of that injury. Raina Terry says, my bad, cross-quarter attack error. Wanted to hammer that in, but it's wide.
Yeah, and at this point, Columbus has to be aware of the number of easy points that they're giving their opponent tonight, which is errors off of the swing. So it all starts with the pass. These high balls are hard to manage and easy for the other team to defend.
Page rising up. Sarame sets. Columbus out of system, but it doesn't matter. Rapach delivers off the block.
You know, and again, I talk a lot about these pin hitters, just the timing is so important. Every out-of-system set is a little bit different in height, and they're able to manage the ball. Rapach just swinging high off the blocker's hands, but the timing of that approach was perfect.
3-time all first team Big Ten. Raina Terry scattering San Diego, whose receive was poor, and Columbus punishes.
Love the way Tom is just giving Liao just the amount of sets that she needs just to keep the defense on the other side at home, and that's a great setup on a perfect pass.
That was in by a contact lens.
It was.
It's over from Terry. 12-9 San Diego. They've led by as many as 4 in this third set. 25-22 Fury in set 1, 25-20 in set 2. Reagan Pittman. So Rame. Yao has the back of Tom, and it starts the process with Lush coming up with the kill.
Ball control so important as you're running down a ball on defense for San Diego. They get the pass, there you can see, but it's up and over the net, and that is an easy point for Lush.
San Diego, they bumped up their percentage to 209. That doesn't help, though, on the overpass. Like a layup for Abby Walker. 12-11, Fury within 1. Delivered 3 sweeps this year. Liao. Slide from Stone. Rare miss cross court. All even at 12.
Yeah, and it counts as a hitting error, but really the set wasn't high enough for her to be able to make a good, crisp contact on the ball. She needs it a little bit higher and actually a little bit faster being set to her. She gets up there so quick.
Serve error from Liao. You bring up an interesting point because Lee's been in and out of the lineup recently. If you ever had an injury, how long or how many games would it take you to feel at game speed to be comfortable again?
Well, you practice with everybody on the court, but yeah, the rhythm is so important in the game of volleyball. You can be off slightly and it doesn't look very good. The room of error for the rhythm of especially middle setter connection, the margin of error is very, very small there. So yeah, Lee will adjust, and I'm sure Stone will be talking to her and communicating exactly what she needs from the set.
Well, they turned the Page off of it. Page had an ace, and then the attack error comes from Rapach.
I think they're going to challenge this one.
I was about to say that was the horn for the challenge.
Oftentimes the non-hitter, and this was Abby Walker, she turned and she was there covering. She was the first one to come down and say touch, so she saw a touch and quickly went to Angel Perez and said, yeah, challenge this one. So we'll see if Abby Walker is right.
Abby Walker, one of those young players, the rookie from Cincinnati, Cambridge, Ohio. Had a great career in the American Athletic. Has made the most of her time this year in developing, along with a lot of these other young players, for Angel Perez's Fury.
Yeah, Angel Perez watched a lot of film on Walker and really liked her speed, really thought that her ceiling was super high, and she has not disappointed as a rookie here. I think being a middle blocker in this league would be really, really tough. Abby Walker not playing like a rookie in my eyes.
Mainly been paired with Kaylee Ramelsberg in that middle for much of the year. Ramelsberg dealing with a lower leg injury that they've been precautionary. They think that they maybe have thought that she could play tonight. There is no block touch, so the point will stand for San Diego. Raina Terry was obviously the jewel of the draft class. Kaylee Cox has been a nice find, building the confidence. 2 straight wins, trailing by 3 though in this third set. Up a couple of sets, Columbus. Receiving here, Lush. Lush, the big swing. Overpass. There's Walker, position A.
That is the type of set that Lush will shine when she gets. It's a fast tempo. Again, it's a B, which is a set to the middle, and then Lush goes over top with a go. The set is brought inside. It's not all the way to the antenna. Lush has scored a lot on that set.
Lobbed over on the serve by Rapach. Tabron heavy on that swing. 15-14. Columbus nursing closer. They were down by as many as 4 in this third set. The receive is a mess for San Diego. Another overpass, but credit the serve of Rapach.
Right, and it's not a speed serve. It's not one that floats. It doesn't have a lot of topspin. It's the placement of the serve that right now is wreaking havoc on the serve-receive team here for San Diego.
It's getting easy kills for Walker. That's why that efficiency goes so high. Tabron was mad and goes down the wing to bring home the San Diego point to the technical timeout. 16-15 Mojo. They need to have this third set. 2-0 Columbus. Back on the rock, PVF from Nationwide. Maya Tabron out of the technical timeout will serve for San Diego. She had the last kill, 16-15 Mojo. They need to have it here in the third. Tabron, 10 kills, matching Rapach for a match high. Lush does her best, but that's a lot to deal with from her knees.
Yeah. Lush doesn't typically make serve-receive errors, and she just hit the floor. She was so mad at herself. We'll see if they go after Lush again here.
Hard to believe, over a year ago, gave birth, baby Nora. So fun. Regularly at the Fury matches. And mom says, I'll deliver for you. And she's in the playing shape that was pre-pregnancy.
Absolutely, and she is playing even better with the tempo of sets that she's getting, and she's got every single shot in the book, and you saw a nice tip over the block for a winner.
Kettering and Bishop Alter High School outside of Dayton. Ronica Stone in the wheelhouse.
Yeah, and there you see just how low the ball is set, but high enough to Stone where she can swing through the ball. So that gets from setter hand to hitter hand very quickly.
Stone 4th in the PVF in blocks. Preseason all-league. 10th in attack percentage. Digs that ball. It's a tough one. Dalkey rips it at Sarame. Rapach rockets it over, but Dalkey was in the net.
Yeah, sometimes as a blocker, you want to get the stuff so bad, and you need to be aggressive with your hands. So, again, you just cannot touch the net, but good effort there to try and seal the net.
Walker, serve error. Every time Columbus right on the doorstep of evening this thing up, and they have once at 15. San Diego peppers a couple of points in there, leading by 2. Dayoung Lee, South Korean serves. Tabron reacting quickly. Dalkey to the back for Lush. Rapach from the back row. Amped up, but challenge coming.
Columbus is challenging that there was a block touch.
So we will see if Rapach has kill number 12.
As that was going live, I did not see the block touch.
Looks a little high.
Yeah, I thought it was over top of the block, but been wrong before on these. We'll see what the replay shows.
Now we do have the best seat in the house, that's for sure.
We do.
And it's been delightful to be on Rock Entertainment Sports Network throughout the course of the 2025 season. A great crew led by Lisa Cherry, Dave King, Nathan Leach, Devin Farkas, James Burkhart, Florian Butterhoff, a great shoe, Dave Shoemaker, and everyone who's worked on a show in collaboration with Mills James Productions. We thank you so much, our great team here throughout the 2025 season. Roku channel has Friday's game nationally. 2017 San Diego here in set 3. Dalkey, classy.
Yeah, really tricky. She's been sending over bombs, and that time recognizes that the right back player for the Columbus Fury, Rapach, is well deep down the line, very far back, and just touches one gently over the block for a big point.
Mojo breathe a little easier right now, up 4 late in set 3 here at Nationwide, and we'll come back. It's the PVF on the Rock. Here at Nationwide Arena, San Diego, a 21-17 advantage in set 3. The remaining schedule for the Fury, Angel Perez said we'd love to finish out 8-0.
Yeah.
They started 0-7. They've won their last 2, include tonight, and then the final 5 with the last 4 on the road, and that is a wallop of a road trip. They had one similar last year too. Keep in mind, here at Nationwide Arena, they've got the Blue Jackets and the potential for the NHL playoffs. The block finds success out of the timeout for Columbus. They've been strong in that department tonight.
Yeah, Angel Perez has got to be pleased with the fight that he has seen from his team, especially out of the timeout there, sealing the net, really forcing Dalkey to make a shot, and it was Liao with a great block.
21-18. Lee, slide for Pittman. Stone out for the moment, and that's off of the pin from Pittman. So the last 2 to the Fury, who side out and serve at 21-19 down. 5-7 here at Nationwide. That's also part of the equation. If they can get back to 500 here at home, they wanted to make this a tough venue to play. Drop into the campfire. First time we've seen that tonight, but delicately done by Paige.
Yeah, it's a great shot there. You've got, you know, a lot of area in the middle of the court to tip in, and there's a very quick offense. You've got Paige coming in, you've got Reagan coming in as middle, so just a varied type of offense to run in that serve-receive pattern.
And that dive from Terry, who was shaken up a little bit on the play. Now we'll go to the bench and get looked at on the training staff. They're looking at her right hand.
Yeah, yeah, it's almost like she jammed her finger. Yeah, she's in some pain over there on the bench.
So
wow.
uncomfortable for the rookie.
Don't want to see that.
Out of Illinois. I hope she's okay. Dalkey, serve error.
And so Cox gets put into the lineup, and there you see her, as she will be the next server up and on the end line for the Columbus Fury.
Kaylee Cox Had a little time in set one, came up with a big assist block with Liao. It's going the wrong way for San Diego. What a play by Venegas to get that back over. And Lush, Sarame covers. Tom-Com, Rapach rolls along. It's last off San Diego.
Sarame making some key digs, great bump sets, and this one is a tight one here in the end of the third set. Rapach doing what she does best, going high off the blocker's hands.
Fury hoping to steal it late. Rena Terry's gone back to the locker room. Dalkey gives that away, and we're all even at 22. It's an ace from Cox. Columbus has the sweep in sight.
And never underestimate the power of a good serve. Again, it's the placement of the serve, not a lot of velocity, but put in the right spot to put some pressure on the passing team for the Mojo. And boy, we got ourselves a great one here in the third set, all tied up at 22.
22 all. Columbus has played 6 matches in the season plus in the PVF, getting close to the end of season 2. They have never beaten the Mojo, but they're closing in on it after a great first 2 sets. And now they've kept it close, rallied, and in position to take set 3.
Yeah, at this point, when you're, we call it the red zone, past 20 points, it all becomes a serve pass game and not making unforced errors and being aggressive. So those 3 things are super important. Cox has got to put in a tough serve. You don't want Mojo to be in system. You want to give your block a little advantage here by pushing the setter Lee Ford San Diego off the net so that her set is a little bit more predictable. I love when it comes down to, last couple points of a set. We'll see how this one plays out.
Kaylee Cox has arrived late in set 3 for the injury to Rena Terry. She's gone back to the locker room. Tabron comes out of the back. Tom-Com for Lush. She loaded up, but Pittman is fired up with the block.
Yeah, that's what Pittman brings to this Mojo team. Her job is to block. She does that at a critical time for her team, and then fist pump, stay clear of that. She's going to knock someone out. Here she is on the service line.
2 points away, Mojo trying to extend to a 4th. Rapach at Pittman. She fought it off. Rapach, the block comes from Stone. One of the league leaders in that category, Ronica Stone, closing in on a single-season record for San Diego in terms of second-year blocks, and comes in the clutch. Pittman was so surprised. It's almost like a jack-in-the-box that came up out of nowhere, and that's a huge point for San Diego. A timeout Columbus at 24-22.
Absolutely. I still have to, I'm talking about Pittman there. She got absolutely blown up on the line. Somehow she gets a dig off of her shoulder. It lands in the court, and then Mojo ends up getting the point, and she is just like, she was on the ground for a while, recovers, and then just laughs at herself and, just has both fists in the air like, yeah, did it.
San Diego, they were close to playing for the 2024 championship. It was won by the Supernovas of Omaha. A match for $1 million. Just 3 weeks to the end of the regular season. The top 4 teams make the playoffs. 2 have clinched. Right now at the top of the standings with Omaha and Atlanta. And in Las Vegas, you want to win some cash? That's a good place to do so. Lee's Family Forum, the home of the thrill. Tickets on sale now, provolleyball.com.
Yeah, what a great venue. And my hope is that people that are just visiting Vegas will go and check it out and see what pro volleyball is all about.
Another great season, year 2. The blossoming league. Liao. Stone the block. San Diego trying to close it out here. Stone, Sarame, Cox over. Fury keep it alive. Stone does the damage. When in doubt, go to your all PVF performer. Ronica Stone will send this to a 4-set. 25-22, Mojo finished strong in set 3, and we continue on from the Columbus Capital. Back to Nationwide after this.
I'm superhuman. Put that world on top of my shoulders. Anytime of day I go to war like a soldier. Taking that risk and nobody is bolder. Time keeps ticking, we're all getting older. I'ma work it, I'ma make it. Like a boss bringing home that bacon. Got these kids trying to test my patience. Nothing gonna shake me, I'm not breaking. My life's like a movie scene. I'm a superhero, I'm the MVP. Everybody wants a little piece of me. And I can do it all like it ain't nothing.
The following is rated M for Major League. For too long, lines have been drawn between us and them. But this is our house. In the air, you rival a slam dunk. On the floor, you react fast enough to hit a fastball. Every kill, every save, every ounce of sweat is a declaration saying we don't fit into anyone's box because we're too big for it. Major League Volleyball. Experience it.
Some days are long, some nights never end. I mark the fleeting seconds glide. I pray to the coming wind. And timelines never stood around for me. I love every sky
Las Vegas, the 2025 Pro Volleyball Federation Championship is headed for the bright lights. Catch the top 4 teams battle it out in the PVF semifinals Friday, May 9th, and the final 2 meet in the championship Sunday, May 11th. It's the match for $1 million in Las Vegas. Tickets available now.
Nationwide Arena, penultimate home game for the Fury in 2025. Columbus in search of a 3rd straight win. San Diego not making it easy. They've never lost to Columbus through the first 6 matches, 2-1 after 3 sets. On Carmel match stats, Neil Sika, Audrey Flaw with you. Look at the block story. It was 8-2 heading into that 3rd set, and you can see how much more comfortable they were, not only with Stone, but Dahlke returning into the lineup.
Yeah, you know, I wrote myself a note. Blocking for Mojo was so much better, and the stats there are proving it. Hitting efficiency, though, still favoring Columbus. So this one is a critical set. You know, Angel Perez does not want his team to play tight. Raina Terry still off the court. Kaylee Cox is in for her.
The good news is Terry is back on the bench, icing that hand. Looks to be long from San Diego, but they will challenge for a block touch.
I think they're challenging that someone was in the net.
Oh,
we'll see what the call is.
That is the other option.
Yes.
They say net touch. Yes, they're confirming that right now because they want to make sure it's not a block touch.
San Diego is challenging that there was a net fault on the play.
Columbus, if the Fury fans had been watching, or if you were watching in general that Vegas game, they all know about the net touch gate of 2025. And there was a call that Angel Perez thought should have been reviewed and reversed. It was not, and then the protocol that followed afterwards. There is no net touch here. Columbus with the point. Raina Terry was in a heap of pain, but it's nice to see her back out there. But has the look of someone who knows that might linger for a little while with that injury. So that goes into the net off the serve error, 1-1.
This is where we talk about the depth of your lineup. I'm excited to see Kaylee Cox out there. She is an incredibly capable player, has great ball control. There you see her on serve receive.
And it's also in a clutch moment, too.
Yeah.
Stepping into this role where Terry has went toe-to-toe with Rapach, balancing the offense. Fury get one there.
I've always enjoyed talking to Kaylee Cox. Her approach to the game as an All-American from Western Kentucky, you know, she's very intellectual. She understands the game at a very high level despite being just a rookie.
Anto Perez, right from meeting #1 within the season, she's a sleeper.
Yeah.
We got her in the draft. People aren't really counting Western Kentucky a high-level program, but she can play. That was put in nicely by the Mojo to even things up at 2. Pittman. That flat smack, there's Cox. Tossed on over by Lee. Tabron using the block.
Pittman with another great cross-court dig as a middle. Most middles in this league are playing left back and just staying outside of the shadow of the block. Pittman puts herself in a great position to dig a really hard ball.
Lush over for cover. Excellent game from Sarame. Overpass from Pittman, but a net fault. Walker can't believe it, neither can Tomcom.
Yeah.
And Lush is the first to go over and say, who was it?
When you have a back row setter, they can't attack the ball. And I know Walker thought that that was going to be an attack by her, so she went up to block the ball.
Good explanation. Sarame hustling back. Curved over by Cox. Walker off the feint. And turnabout is fair play for San Diego. They go into the net. 4-3. Mojo in front here early in set 4, trying to even things. Have an attempt at a reverse sweep. Monica Stone just flew off of her fingertips, but a little too amped up. 4-4.
Great recovery there by Lee to try and bring that ball that was heading over the net back up to her middle attacker.
Lee. Tabron off 2 feet. Cox likewise. Jams it through Page and Stone for the point.
This is where I think Cox is exceptional. It wasn't the perfect set. You kind of saw a little bit of a zigzag approach, but she gets her feet there, jumps big, and takes advantage of a block.
Tabron, lively action for the rookie who's had an excellent first year. 13th kill.
Yeah, really like Tabron. I mean, she has got a great future ahead of her.
Cox in receive. Cox on the attack. It's shy, but that's a credit to Stone on the block along with Lee.
Yeah, they're forcing Cox right now, San Diego, is to do a lot. They're forcing her to pass, then get outside, and then get the kill. A lot of pressure here for Cox.
Tomcom. Over for Rapach. That backspin revolves off the receive by Page. Same with Dalkey. Tomcom, Cox. Now Lee. Stone wants that back. Excellent rally.
Lee does a really good job of getting balls that are passed or dug right on top of the net and delivering great sets. That time, a little too low to Stone, and it gets hit right in the middle of the net.
Sarah Tomcom, PVF Center of the Year last season with San Diego. Tabron is finding a groove.
She sure is. Now, usually Lush can handle these big swings from left side attackers. That one too much for Lush to handle on that left back area of the court.
14 kills, her season high is 20. Double-figure points in the last 7 games. Combination of digs and kills, blocks. Put down by Rapach, who's the game high leader for Columbus tonight.
Yeah, in that rotation, rotation 1, she sometimes stays outside, as you're seeing there, and swings really well from that left pin. Typically, we see her getting lots of points from the right.
Cox, the all-star Venegas, one of 2 on the San Diego roster along with Stone. Here's Rapach. Hustle and bustle. Dalkey blocked. Lee a retry. Rapach rising. Block was out. Columbus point.
Rapach just goes hard and then harder, and then this type of a swing where she just finds a way to score, just working on the edges of the block. Great vision, great hand-to-ball contact. She is a gem for this Columbus Fury team.
Germany, China, or native Poland. Just a relentless worker, really, too, when you've watched her routine, preparation on both sides of the floor.
And you see Stone deliver that type of an attack again, all the way to the pin this time on a slide. She's worked every inch of the net behind the setter.
10 kills for Stone. 8-8 here in the 4th set. Lush with authority.
Love that set to Lush. It's fast and it's inside. Puts a lot of pressure on Lee, the setter for San Diego, to line up and get up and over quickly. I think Lush's foot speed is a huge advantage, and that type of set, I don't think she's missed on one of those tonight.
12 kill, 20 dig performance against San Diego previously. She has 10 kills tonight. That kill goes San Diego's way.
And it is point for point, blow for blow here. San Diego and Columbus all tied up in the 4th.
9-9. Na-Young Lee, South Korean. Lush. Almost looks like she's in her senior year of college with how high she jumped there. 10-9.
She definitely has springs, and again, that's the set I'm talking about. It's a low set. It's not all the way to the pin. It's inside. Her foot speed and her arm speed beats the block.
Lee sets Dalkey. San Diego attempting to answer. Great dig, Venegas. Tabron in slow motion, suspending in midair. Page pops it down. That's the 2nd time she's done tonight in the donut hole.
These are some massive swings and great defensive moves from both sides of the net, and the ball that scores is the gentle one that goes over top of the block. Defense on their heels, not able to track that ball down.
Been a very compelling 4 sets so far. Back and forth, point for point. Dalkey at Cox is on for the injured Terry. That hand-finger injury at the end of the 3rd set. Page, Sarame, that's her 12th dig. Exquisite swing with the left hand. Walker blocks Dalkey. Fury back up.
Walker so disciplined on that one. Wasn't going to move or lean either way. Dalkey has just been such a force in the back row. Not fooled by didn't fool Walker that time. She stayed home, reached over, had her number.
That's an ace. A flamethrower headed at Venegas. She did the best she could. Lush was not to be denied, having another big game against San Diego. January 11th, they won in 4 sets here. And 4 sets March 1st at Viejas. They'll play again on May 1st. Kaylee Cox plans to be a part of that if she continues to do just that. The kill to a Columbus 13-10 lead in set 4, and a timeout by the Mojo. Columbus leading 2 sets to 1, trying to have the all-important 3rd set here tonight. 13-10 Columbus, PVF on the rock. Great atmosphere on this Wednesday night at Nationwide. They're enjoying a Fury 4-set, which has them lead 13-10. Neil Sika, Audrey Flaw, and our great crew on Rock Entertainment Sports Network. The Mobsters so popular here during the timeouts. Lush did her best to get back from the serve. It says, my bad, and she is not happy with herself. 13-11. That goes hand in hand, too, with the organization. David Pateson, Connor Sells, Kyle Jackson, they make our jobs a lot easier each and every time out. We bring you Fury Volleyball, so a salute to them with our home regional TV schedule winding down. 13-12. Going to get a challenge
Columbus
here.
is challenging that there was a block touch.
Block touch after the over hit. San Diego was down 3. They're hoping they're down 1. We'll see what the challenge brings.
Again, I did not see the touch on that one, but as soon as that ball was hit, the entire Columbus Fury team called touch. So we will see.
Of course, with these young personalities in the community, and you're a big part of that, in and around what the PVF has become in year 2, it's delightful to see the growth of this league over the course of a season plus and the competitive nature of the volleyball. It's a young league. It's gotten younger even this year compared to year 1, but it's made for a lot of compelling games.
Well, absolutely. And, you know, what I love, I often wear my Columbus Fury gear, and when I'm out and about, people are now stopping me and talking about the Columbus Fury. So, you know, one thing I know about people in Columbus, Ohio, is they love sports and they love this Columbus Fury team.
There's the proof. It is a block touch. Challenge successful.
All right.
The great Audrey Flaw, the Ohio State Hall of Fame setter. Great shoe game, Canadian international.
I missed that call. I didn't see a touch, but there we go.
14-11, Fury. Now Young Lee bumps that set for Tabron and got rejected.
Well, Liao, I mean, what a great blocker she is. And I love the fact that she hasn't been starting, and yet she comes on the last few matches and has been a difference maker for the Fury.
3rd all-time in blocks at the University of Miami in 4 seasons. Tom-com. Cox gets it to drop down the well. And that brings everyone to life here at Nationwide. What a serve, are you kidding?
Unbelievable bump set, just put it high. Look at Kaylee Cox there, loving every minute of it. And when somebody delivers a bump set like that, you got to go for it. Cox going for it hard and scoring for her team.
The superstar setter, Tom-com, helps lead Columbus to a 16-11 advantage. Technical timeout here in set 4. Fury in control. 16-11 Columbus. They're the first to the technical timeout with a 5-point advantage. Cox the kill. She's replaced the injured Raina Terry. That was late in set 3. Ronica Stone is mad. Megan Lush, who reacted like that was painful, but was more upset with herself on the late reach over.
Love that approach, going off 1 foot, but staying in front of the setter. All speed from Stone.
So you can get caught up in the ebb and flow of a match. Lauren Page came on starting in the second set and has played in now the third and the fourth. The Fury have the point there, but remember, Yasmin Bedart-Hani started this game. She came in off a really strong performance against Omaha, and this is that right side consistency again that San Diego has tussled with all season long.
Yeah, you change your right side, you change your setter. There's a lot going on here for San Diego.
Dalkey in the midst of all of that. Sarame, another highlight reel dig there, and at Page it goes. Rapach puts it down. Columbus 18-12.
Love Sarame. It almost seems to me like she's like, yep, I can make any play in my area. She lays out, saves the ball. Just doing a spectacular job defensively of the amount of space that she's covering in her area of the court.
She was in concussion protocol. She missed 5 matches earlier in the season, back in February and March, but now fully healthy again and delivering strong performance after strong performance. Tabron meets Leao. Wow. Her block game, sensational tonight.
Perfect serve by TomCom to set up the block to be an advantage. They know exactly where the ball's going. Advantage goes to the block, and it is just a roof by the Fury.
4 blocks tonight, Janice Leao. The TomCom effect continues right now for the Fury. Dusting off that third set to lead comfortably here late in set 4. And Rapach would like to have that back, an attack error.
Yeah, miss hit, and you can see that ball dropped, and her arm is low, the hit is low, it goes into the middle of the net.
Tabron slinging that at Cox in receive. Too tall.
And this is where you don't want to get error happy here. You want to keep the lead. Columbus is sitting comfortably here with 5-point lead, and they want to get to 20. That seems like a psychological advantage once you get to 20.
19-14, 2 straight for the Mojo. Rapach, Ronica Stone, 4th in the league in blocks. Example A, timeout Columbus, 3 straight for the Mojo. It will not go away here tonight in Central Ohio. 19-15. Fury took set 1, 25-22. 25-20, they took set 1, and then set 2, 25-20. 25-22 San Diego in set 3. There are the Mobsters. We were speaking of their fascination earlier.
Do you have a favorite mobster, Neil?
Oh, I'm supposed to identify them individually. The one with the chain.
There you go.
That's some great bling.
There you go.
I would say it's a little gaudy for my taste, but
like,
this is the fun environment that not only here, but all across the PVF that you see. And David Pateson's been a master of a lot of these concepts, even going back to his days in charge of the Columbus Chill, and they've captured the attention of the audience here in year 2 in Columbus, the Mobsters.
It's like picking a favorite child. I don't know which one I like better.
Do you have a favorite?
I don't. I love them all. These guys are a ton of fun. Super intimidating. Great dance moves. Lots of fun.
6-1-4 night. They'll recognize the city of Columbus on Friday in their home match with Orlando. And catch that on Roku. 19-15 after the timeout. Cox, Columbus needs something here. TomCom, Cox. Lee with a good block, and then quickly to the slide for Stone. The dig from TomCom. On a system, Rapach over. Dalkey, good block, Cox. What an effort there. Played over by Lund, who's come on late. Dalkey at Cox. Rescued by Lush, and then Cox falls shallow. All that great work, and it ends in a San Diego point. 4 in a row.
Columbus needs to take a breather here.
They were up 19-12.
Angel stacking the left side, so Rapach is left. Now she's moving across the net.
Trying to attack the rookie. Tom-Com, Rapach when they needed it most. Those sets, though, are so majestic.
Yeah. You know, Rapach really felt the heat there. She was getting blocked, made a couple errors, and here she just chooses to put one up and over the block. Gets to that 20-point mark.
Shows the versatility in the tool bag. Lisa Rapach. Big swing, Dalkey. 2016 Columbus, Rapach. Tabron fights it off and says, fight this off to Cox.
That is a great swing out of the back row. Lots of speed. I love the way Lee is leading the back row attacker. That is a lot of heat coming from the Mojo.
Tabron from Gilroy, California. That's in the San Francisco Bay Area. Liao, the unsung hero tonight, really has been.
Love the setting choice there. Lee is moving along the net. Take a look at the block. There's one up, but Tom-Com pushes it slightly just over her shoulder a little bit to offer some open net for Liao to hit into.
Jill Gillen tried to jump in on the end of set 1 with her spicy serve. This one's over. Little cushion here at 4. 21-17, late in set 4. Slapped over by Lush. Dalkey. Great dig, Lush. Rapach. Almost into the Columbus bench. Now Tabron, Cox. Lush and Walker almost collide. Tabron with venom.
Yeah, she is so good on that back row attack. Timing is absolutely perfect. Leaping ability, superb, and she delivers a crucial bomb across the net for her team. She needed that point. That was a big one.
SMU, her final destination, her first 3 seasons collegiately at Colorado. Lee serves. Lush. Good luck with that. Almost saying goodnight to San Diego, to the back row.
Yeah, that's where Lush is so good. Take a look at this. Again, the middle blocker for San Diego bites with Walker. There's a lot of open net. That ball is set inside, out of the reach of the right side blocker, and Lush superbly smashes that ball down. Wow.
Tom-Com off. Serving expertise of Rivera. Pummels it at Tabron. Dropped down by Lewis. She was on the ready. It was a poor receive from San Diego, 23-18.
Serve really sets up this block, and it was Rivera with a nice block or serve there. As you mentioned, Lewis finishing off the point, getting to the 23rd point here in the 4th set. If Columbus can get the next 2, boy, they win the match, and it's a great feeling here in Nationwide Arena.
What was a 3-point cushion and a 4-0 San Diego run, Columbus has answered back with a 4-2 run. Now 2 points away from their first ever win against San Diego, their 3rd win in a row for what would be the 2nd time this season.
You talk about runs, and that's all a result of serve and pass, and you can see that. It doesn't always show up in the stat book, but that last point, that was all Rivera's point. I mean, you know, you go on runs if you serve tough, and you can prevent other teams from going on runs by having a great first contact, whether that be on serve receive or defense. You know, really like what I'm seeing. This is high-level volleyball. It's a fun one here in Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, their remaining schedule, they're a game behind San Diego in the standings, 5 games overall behind Indy for the 4th and final playoff spot. 2 have already been sewn up, Omaha and Atlanta. It's a long shot. This is the long road ahead. But just playing with confidence, the compete level, which we've seen from this team each and every game, and now seeing the results once more, which they had a mini spell of during the halfway point of the season. Just a great feeling when you're seeing the fruits of that labor. In position for 3 straight. Rivera, there it is, ace in the hole. The Fury are serving for the match.
That had more float than topspin, but Rivera will take it. Great pressure serve.
Rivera. The serve error. Everyone oohing and eyeing on that ball that didn't get over. 24-19. Dalkey. Sarame. Walker! The Fury show they're classy against San Diego for the first time. And they win their 3rd straight. 25-19, they take set 4. They win it 3-1.
Well, it was a great team effort. Take a look at Walker. Splitting the block there, find some area. All smiles on Columbus' side of the net.
0-6 in the previous meetings with the Mojo. They beat them for the first time. They've won 3 straight. Their final home match coming up on Friday against the Orlando Valkyries, who are scuffling. Never say never. Raina Terry went down with injury, but a complete effort. The efficiency, receive game, attack, balance both sides. Tom Com's a big part of that, and then everyone's buying in off of that.
Yeah, you know, it's just remaining composed even when the 3rd set didn't go their way and things were tight. It was all neck and neck in the 4th set. Columbus finds a way to win again. Pressure from the service line, great defensive effort, and a nice varied offense that Tom Com is running right now.
Where did the season go? It's amazing working with you again.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
3-1 Columbus, our PVF on rock, our rock team. We thank you for watching Columbus Fury Volleyball all season long in our 6 matches. Friday's game on Roku for the Ohio State Hall of Famer Audrey Flom, Neil Sika. We thank you for watching. Columbus, they've won 3 straight. They're 8-15. Their home finale coming up Friday. They win it tonight against San Diego, 3-1. Lisa Cherry and our great crew directed it. And we say goodnight from Nationwide Arena in Columbus, where the Fury win it over San Diego, 3-1.